Live streaming is on.
And hello. Welcome, everybody. This is Free Spirit Prepping and News. Hope everybody is having a fantabulous day. I am Free Spirit, and that is Hunter. Hope everybody is having a marvelous Monday. Um, Got to bear with me just a moment. Here, I need to share this out across the platforms. You can feel free to hop into the chat and
Say hi.
say hi. You want to ask us questions? Kind of a Monday afternoon throwdown. Don't very often have uh, a Monday afternoon throwdown, but today's kind of a special day. Kind of a maybe not necessarily after action report, but it is what it is. Gonna throw some questions back. He just got back from enjoying a week of his life. We're gonna bounce off some topics and
And let me just say, whatever I say on this live stream is express it to only my views and opinions personally for what my personal experience was on this, vacation that I had for a week. In no way does it reflect Free Spirit Press News or any of the affiliates therein of this. This is of my own personal views and mindsets of my own opinion. They're Free Spirit.
and also
So if you like it, stay on. If you don't, there's a door.
yeah, pretty much. And
And that kind of covers you too.
just to cover all the bases because we are going to be talking about some
Interesting topics.
not just interesting topics, but we're going to run the gamut here today. We're going to be talking about some things as I'm still running through the gamut of
You just need like one of them super high tech media.
Yeah,
keyboards
yeah,
you
that-
just copy, hit a button, goes right to this website. Boom,
the
that
very
works.
best audio production and the shittiest display, gonna say. The prolific
already dropping prolific already, huh?
we're just gonna go ahead right now and throw it out there. This is a 18 and over show.
Not even 2 minutes in, and you're ready to start to get prolific. Have you had your breakfast today?
Yes, I have it right here. And just for all those who question, is this a 2A friendly show? There you go. Enough said.
So if you don't like it, there's a door.
If you don't like it, don't let it hurt too bad on the way through.
And yes, 18 and over, because there may be some bombs.
Oh, what the fuck ever?
Crack open the bomb cannon today, huh?
Well, when in doubt, let them flow out. Today's kind of an off the wall day. Hunter just got back from Arizona, and some very interesting things out there. Some real interesting things in the news as well. You'd all have to be living under a rock to not understand and know how we've seen many items in the grocery store disappearing. A couple of years ago, it was toilet paper. God help us, fucking toilet paper. And now we're seeing that it's things like chickens. I seen in a report this morning from Christian over at the Ice Age Farmer. And if y'all haven't checked out Christian over at the Ice Age Farmer, yeah, you might want to set your cup over there. So
you have files everywhere.
Yeah, well, my office is kind of a storage house right now for my dad's stuff and furballs. So yeah, you'll have that. But it is what it is. But one of the biggest things that I seen, and couple weeks ago, I think, what was it, 3 weeks ago, we were out shopping in our
That was actually
3 weeks ago, we were shopping at a big box store. We're not going to be name dropping here, but we were shopping, and you were very quick to point out that there were no eggs.
yeah.
And this is a store that
Carries
usually has 200-300 dozen eggs. There were no eggs.
And we're not just talking about normal 12-pack carton. They carry the 30.
They usually carry cases of eggs, and there were no eggs anywhere. Well, in the report that Christian released this past week, Rembrandt Foods, which is the nation's leading egg producers, closed their doors and released 135 employees and stated that there will not be reopening their egg production plant. We have so far in the state of North Carolina, and I will be putting in the description of this video, I will highlight, and I will actually I will drop in the comment box. I will drop Christian's video in
Say enough over there.
yeah, well,
Can you think today?
no, I haven't had my normal 2 pots of coffee yet. So, but there is a very interesting thing going on that I think is very worth noting, because we're seeing some very interesting things happening in not just in here in America, but we're also seeing it here in the States. There we are. Now if I can just catch the I'm gonna be dropping the link for Christian's video. You're definitely gonna want to check that video out after you watch this, of course. The title of the video was bird flu, and that is the next pandemic. Bill Gates was telegraphing this a long time ago, and there is already reports of person to person or bird to person infections.
Interesting.
And this has been reported in China, of all places, conveniently. But interestingly enough, there is, thanks to another channel called the Forward Observer. If y'all ain't subbed to the Forward Observer, y'all need to be paying attention to the Forward Observer. Very, very interesting morning, early warning. And then in the afternoons, they are doing the Out Front report with Mike. Another very good report if you get a chance to catch either the early morning, the early report with the guys over there at Forward Observer. If you get a chance to check that out in the mornings at Forward Observer. That's situational awareness, man. You know, you were the first one to tip me off to the egg situation, that there were no fucking eggs.
I didn't even know that till we were there. Like, oh.
And I started digging into it just a little bit about a week ago, and after seeing a highlight from on one of the daily briefs from Bear Independent was talking about massive bird kills up in Minnesota. 11 million chickens and poultry killed. Yeah, Minnesota. That's like very close to us, and we've seen in the last couple months, we've seen huge hog kill-offs and beefs.
Last week I was gone, so
yeah, you were in another state. Literally, you were in another state.
another few states to be correct.
Yeah, you were across the country, and we're gonna go there. We're gonna talk about some of the things.
Vanessa Kitty, hi. Welcome
Hey,
to
Vanessa, good to see you again. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back to the channel. Talking about
a
the
lot of myriad of things today.
we're going to cover the bird flu situation and the incoming sticker shock of how Bill Gates and some of his cronies are cornering. It is, and I think this is by design. Actually, Dabu7 covered it in a video, but the one that I think covered it the best was Mike over at the Forward Observer channel.
And like you said too, I was the first to tip you off about it with the eggs.
What was
Right there, Free Spirit?
that's true. But the Christian over at the Ice Age Farmer and then Mike Gray over at the Forward Observer, they've been all over this. Bear Independent's been touching on this. We're seeing a lot of these major protein-based sources of food that they're killing them off. We've seen over the last year, we've seen a large number of animal kills that have been ordered. And this is all trending to a meatless society. And October 11th of last year, Bill Gates actually did, and we're gonna pay hell trying to get turkeys in the grocery stores this year.
Hello.
Yep, Miss Diva decided to join the show. I actually look to see state governments going in and murdering a lot of these wild turkeys and wild bird populations, all under the guise of, we're trying to protect you from any possible contagions. They will call the entire herd. They did that with wolves, all because, and they did it in many different states, saying that, a couple of wolves had rabies and that, so they murdered a whole bunch of wolves and hunted them almost to extinction. Vanessa, just as a side note, you might want to think about actually getting some turkeys and actually beginning to raise them yourself and getting a breeding population going, so that in times down the road where you're saying you're buying them from a farm, very soon, I think that this is going to be illegal to do. And I was actually just watching out front over on the Forward Observer, excuse me, not enough coffee, that they're doing everything in their power to ramp up.
Very good, Vanessa. That's cool.
That and that's an excellent way. You're in essence, you are helping to raise the bird, but you're subjugating that responsibility to somebody else to raise them. and in that sense, it does help. You're paying for a service, you're contracting that service out, but very soon it may come to that you might not be able to do that. It's actually you can. It doesn't take much space to raise them. I'm in town, and you really don't need a huge space to raise chickens or turkey. You really don't. Uh, oh, you got to pay a premium for good quality bird. Something on your mind there?
No, just I don't know. I've been out of the loop for a week, so.
There's a whole lot of,
And I was reading the chat too. So.
There is a whole lot of things coming down the pike where a lot of countries are starting to really put the kibosh and driving this situation to where there is the cost of trying to buy protein is just going nuts. I was out
in that video you sent me that while I was doing things earlier, and we'll touch into that in a little bit here.
Yeah, you're gonna have.
Oh, sorry. But in the video you sent me while I was working on my report, and we'll touch a little bit base in that in a little bit here about that too. But is that they mentioned about TBP products now, Free Spirit, about like it's non-protein that people need to watch out for in the stores. What about that?
There all these non-binary products.
I forgot what they call in the video, but it said that guy mentioned TBP.
Yeah, that's your meatless products and all these genetically ew you're up there in Mass. That's a communist state, man. Fuck. I your gun laws up there fucking suck. I agree totally, Vanessa, that the government should. There's a lot of things that the government should not be allowed to control. But we have allowed them to do more than exactly, vegetable fats. But also they are trying to push the narrative so that
It's in everything.
You can't raise any kind of okay. Oh fuck. That I know right where you're at then. There's a lot of things that they're going to try and push an initiative where.
Hello, viewers, come to the chat.
There's an initiative that they're trying to push to where anybody that's raising poultry, that they have to be either injecting the birds with vaccines, or they're going to try and just flat, like in North Carolina, they're making it so that it's like in your case, why does a vegetarian want to eat something with the name meat? And the interesting from a medical perspective here, and I'm kind of sitting off camera, so he's usually not on my stream anymore. So I'm kind of like giving him the limelight here.
Well,
but
like you said, this is a special show because this was just happened to be. I planned my vacation time at work to be off today, but after today, I'll probably get back in the swing of things of working full time again. So it's kind of a rare oddity. I'm up this early, actually.
It's
usually where I work at the company that I work for, not mentioning names.
Yeah, don't mention names.
Basically, is I work second shift, so I work from like 5 p.m. to 1:30 in the morning Central Standard Time. So right now, for me to be up is kind of it is 3:30 p.m. So I'm sort of up by 3 anyways. But I've been up since about 12, which is an oddity for me.
Well, it's You know, the interesting fact about vegans is vegans tend to be protein deficient at least by 40% because they're not able to get the daily amount of meat proteins that are needed unless they're getting it by means of like
That's
protein
true.
drinks.
That's true, Vanessa.
You know, and all these non-meat subsidies that are out there. I mean, it's getting to a point where you actually have to. Yeah, what's this fictitious fucking thing you speak of, guys? You know, I'd really like to know because I I, I don't know what
Sleep.
this 5-letter thing is.
Sleep.
I was up till damn near 3 o'clock this morning, folks. So, and I was up before 7.
Yeah.
But I sleep 3 to 4 hours a night, maybe 5. Occasionally, I get a little bit more, but and going forward as this world devolves, we really need to be getting a good number of sleep. You know, 5-6 hours if at all possible. I think we're coming into some pretty sketchy things, and we're going to be talking about that in a little bit. Anything that is as soon as you take it out of its natural state, 90% of the proteins and vitamins that are in a plant have been lost, and they have lost all uh, anything wholesome and that it is even, what's the right word for it, viably adequate to eat. Yeah, nutritious value because of the overprocessing. And this overprocessed food is a huge reason why you're seeing a huge number of people that are excessively overweight because of the sorry, I seen a shadow from there that threw me off base. You know, we weren't designed to be a salad shooter. We were wonderfully created to be a carnivore. And the vegetables were designed as an additive to the diet, not anything else as a supplement to live specifically off of vegetables alone. You need meat in order to have a healthy diet and not process things like those little snack packs that you get either.
Snapbacks.
Those snack meals that you get.
Oh, you mean Lunchables?
Yeah, them fucking things.
Oh, it's good for a quick meal.
Yeah, but sometimes quicker ain't always better.
Yeah.
You know, like ramens. You know, that's carnauba wax.
Yeah, but there's a way to process it when you cook it where you don't get that wax.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Which is what I just did. But since you didn't tell me I could have food, I had to bring my own source.
But there's a wide range of things that I think people lose sight of, and I guess that's maybe why I tag it in my description. Why I you missed one of the necessary food groups in there. Coffee.
But yeah, along with that, with food and stuff, there's other things that I noticed too. That once you're ready to talk about it with vacation, if you want to get into that.
Yes, I agree, Vanessa. Homemade noodles are the best way to go. One of the other, I'm gonna touch on this last portion of the topic. Is that we have seen in many areas of the country. We're also seeing, no, that's not food.
Oh, I heard that
No, it's not food. So just hands the fuck off. Otherwise, Mr. 1918 will be used.
Toothpick.
No, it's not toothpick. We've seen several trucking companies lay off drivers, like out in Utah in the Cache Valley, their entire livestock transportation hub. One of a company that has been in business 37 years, they moved all of their drivers into other areas. Yeah, they are repurposing most of their drivers, but some of their drivers are without a job today. Coffee still looks good, like a bean just before consumption. I've not bought a lab grade liquid caffeine in a while. I'm actually drinking Cafe Bustelo today. But and it's a high grade coffee, quite expensive, but it's a good coffee. Fine ground. It is what it is. One of the things that, and as we will get into it, we're seeing a lot of nations that have, for a very long time, we've had very good relations with, and a lot of people don't, unfortunately, and
I gotta go blow up the office.
Turn the scanner off while you're out there too. One of the things that we've seen, that's an awesome freaking coffee. I love it. One of the things that I will leave it, I would just sit on it, but we're beginning to see nations that we've long had very good relations with. Brazil, huge coffee producer. Other nations in South America, where the coca leaf comes from, that were on very shaky ground at best. They're no longer really wanting to have communication with us. And let's be real. The amount of coca leaf chocolate that is currently being consumed, and coffee that is being consumed, it is not a sustainable on a sustainable path right now. That at this time, the world supply will run out by 2025, and we're liable to not see any be. It is grown in a number of regions, but unfortunately, most of those regions are in nations that are considered to the U.S. as hostile nations. Vietnam, Afghanistan, yep, as well as the coffee bean. It is not native to the U.S. and it does not grow well in the United States as well. So we are gonna have a problem. Yeah. Are you just turning the heater on? Oops. We definitely don't need the heat in the office today.
Someone's looking at you from behind.
Hello, Diva.
So yeah,
there's a lot of situations here that, and that those two items alone is enough to cause the world to go into a panic, because how do you keep the people pacified? Give them chocolate, give them coffee, and the world will be a little bit safer and a little less volatile. Just a little bit. Oh,
Well,
hello, Chase. Yes, I have a few cats.
a few.
Yeah, just a baker's dozen. But and then you have the sugar business. That's Mexico. And we're on shaky ground with Mexico too. So, yep. Yeah, it is used as a political tool, and anything and every commodity that you can think of is a political tool. Absolutely everything that you can think of is a political tool. It's very sad that the very things that we used to think of as, Chase, if you don't get down, I'm going to knock you down. Hey, SGOL, I'm in my room if you want to pop over and come on in.
But so yeah, there's other things too that we will get into here in a bit that I noticed when I was on vacation as well. I don't know how well you guys can hear me out there. There we go. Thank you. But yeah, and once Free Spirit is done talking about this food issue,
This food issue's it's bigger than a lot of people realize, and you know, I was listening to a show. I think it was this morning. The average cost of groceries in 2019 was $200 to $250 a week. That is no alcohol, just the basics. Was $200 to $250. Right now, $500 a month is the average cost for groceries.
how much?
$500.
Oh wow, yeah, they had trouble hearing me.
I can move here a little bit.
Yeah, please.
I can't move over a whole lot more, but
Oh,
there.
if I didn't have a dump truck for an ass,
Hey, whose fault's that?
mine.
But
That's crazy.
why don't you reach over and turn up the master just a hair?
This one?
The one that says mic level. Mic level, way over on the right.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, it says main level.
There.
How's that?
There we go.
How's that? Better.
We should be good. I'm not usually I have I can set up
You did something.
oh no, we have a guest, so let me
How do we have a guest? Hello.
we have a Drew in the house. 1 second. How am I gonna do this?
Carefully.
No, we have two people in the studio, and really only one good set of headphones. So I'm trying to figure this out. I believe so. Let's see here. That can go up there.
I'm not finding your YouTube. You may have to shoot me the link. So I want to give this to somebody.
1 second. It's coming. My channel.
Sorry, I got people also blowing me up for links.
I'm going to give you an earpiece so that you can hear Drew.
Roger.
Yeah, I just got done with my doctor's appointment.
Hey, that's cool.
Nice to meet you, Drew. Don't know you, so hi.
Actually, here, just put this in your fucking ear.
Ew. Hold on. Gotta clean up your mess. Very interesting.
You will be on a little bit of a delay. Know that.
How do I read this? Like, there we go.
You gotta.
I got it.
Technical difficulties.
There we go.
All right, there we go. All right. Give me some audio, Drew.
You're coming in, Blair.
All right. There are so many people I don't think realize. A few weeks ago, I went to the grocery store on a Friday. A 4-pack of 10-ounce chicken breasts in a can was $7.49 for 4 10-ounce cans. I went back the next day and it was $8 for the same 4-pack. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Vanessa. I've actually got my headphones on and Hunter actually has an earpiece in too.
May have be having someone joining at least in the text chat. Now that chat that we're looking at where Vanessa's typing, that's tied to YouTube, right?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so come and say hi, we'll know.
I
And-
can't see the YouTube chat, so
Yeah, Drew is in. He joined through the back door of the mines. Sons and Daughters of Liberty is my amazing co-host that I host with on his channel, Sons and Daughters of Liberty. And if you've not subbed to him, keep in mind, he's not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm not everybody's cup of Joe.
Well, nice to meet you, by the way, Drew.
yes, pleasure.
That's kind of a non-conventional way of way we had to do this today, but it is the way it is because I don't have a splitter for different headsets. But I guess I'll have to go buy a. I might actually have a Y-tail. I just don't know where the hell it is.
Looks like we have to buy some equipment.
No, I have one. I just don't know where the fuck it is. But back to the grocery thing, we're out here on the land of the big waters, and then there are others that Drew's out in the eastern part of the Midwest, and then Vanessa, she's way up in the Northeast, so we have a pretty good broad scope here of just where things are actually tracking at. But what a lot of people I don't think realize, the Russia thing, it's a smoke and mirrors. This food situation, however, you got people that now are paying the fuck attention. The gas thing, that was merely a way to distract them, get them a little angry. Now you've hit them where it really fucking hurts. And it's consistently because they can reduce the amount of driving, but they can't reduce the amount of food that they actually need to feed their families and just keep a sustainable life going. And that's a serious issue there. I don't think a lot of people think about that. I agree, Vanessa. I agree with you 100%. Hunter, talk for a minute.
Okay. Well, how are you all doing out there, Vanessa? Hi. And yeah, we've been talking a lot about issues with food and big gas and just waiting. And Free Spirit's looking for some tech right now. So,
Just keep talking.
but I hope you're doing well, Drew. I hope everyone's doing well. Vanessa, I hope you're doing well too. Blah. And yeah, I've been on vacation for a week. I've been kind of out of the loop. I've been gone enjoying life a little bit and knowing some stuff too that I will get into as well. That's besides the food and the gas, there's even more so that I've noticed that I'm not liking new changes where I went. And is it a precursor to what's coming? I don't know. Seems like it. But once we get into that, I'll talk more about that as well. And just that overall, I had fun on vacation where I went. Looks like Free Spirit found her mind again.
Yeah, you just have to keep digging, and eventually you find.
All right.
What's
So
that?
we're setting up the studio for dual audio, so please bear with us. Give us 1 second.
All right, I have Drew.
And we're working on this.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Did we get it?
I think it's funny you guys to talk about price increases and stuff. I just left my parents' house.
I knew I'd have it.
There. Take
My
that.
sister was talking about
Yeah.
a half gallon of milk at the dollar store. It was almost $4
Wow. $4.
for a half gallon of milk at the
Damn.
dollar store.
Holy shit. That's insane.
Very. Especially, we live out in the country. And, there's still a bunch of, between Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio, there's a bunch of dairy farms. But, like I said, when a trucker spends $1,069 on gas to fill up, that hurts.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And Vanessa, you're totally right on that. I even know stuff too about that with buying stuff across the board is much higher than it was a few months ago. And that, yeah, it's crazy, Drew.
And I don't think that we're that far from a border passport situation here. I think we're probably maybe, we could be as soon as 3 or 4 months. We could be a situation where it could be 6 months.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting situation out there. What's your thought on that, Drew?
Well, me and you talked about, kind of got into it last night over on my channel on this. The Russia things, it's nothing but smoke and mirrors. But when you have an administration that's hell bent on basically practicing the scorched earth policy, and what is technical term for warfare, they want to rather see it all burn, or try to use it to gain complete control. Passport situation, I see that coming. They tested that theory with COVID. Now we've got the Chinese? No, not Chinese. The New York governor tested positive for COVID. Then we got the bird flu going on over in Iowa and those areas. We call the chickens.
Yep.
Everything's primed.
And you
things
wait.
to go real south real quick.
You just wait. It's not going to be long, and they're going to try to shut this down. And they're going to go to every means they can to shut this fucker down. And I hope to God that everybody just stands up and say, no, we're not going to just go back to sit down and be quiet like good little church mice and not question anything. I hope everybody stands up and says not just no, but this is the line in the sand, and just says not just no, but hell no. We're not doing this again.
Well, I mean, we also got into the theoretical side of why now about the constitutional carry.
Right?
And majority of all the constitutional states that have passed constitutional carry have all been, I hate using labels, anybody that knows me, but it's been red. It's been pretty much all Republican states or Republican controlled states. You know, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. To me, as I stated clearly last night in my podcast, they're all the same. They're just as guilty. But, you know, you got to question why. Then we've got something nobody's really talking about. Don't want to get off subject, but this is going to impact things too, because we have all those illegals coming across the border. Now we got Texas shipping them to D.C.
Yep.
That's going to cause problems. That's going to get things stirred up. Because technically, I mean, let's keep it real. The rich don't want them. The politicians only want their vote illegally. You know, I don't agree with what they're doing in Texas, shipping them to D.C., because that's going to cause problems. That's going to, I foresee bad things coming down the road. But I've also worked in a lot of places, been a lot of places. You can go to Lowe's in certain areas, and you'll see all the illegal immigrants waiting out in the Lowe's parking lot because contractors will hire them. Because it's cheaper to pay them than it is to pay somebody like me who has qualification in construction. So they can pay them less. So there is a big problem when it comes to that. That also impacts our food industries.
Drew, carry it for just a minute. I gotta hit the office for a sec. I'll be right back.
The more miles you start bringing into the country, the more produce is needed to sustain.
Exactly.
It puts a strain on, just not in our. It puts a strain on any town or city. It puts a strain on the hospitals, and we foot the bill. We as taxpayers end up footing the bill.
Yeah. True. I just want to say real quick. I'm sorry. Go on. Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, anyone that's lurking out there watching the video, come say hi in the chat so we know you're around, so we can text to you or say hi to you as well. Check it out. Free Spirit will be momentarily right back. She had to use the office as we coined the term, but continue on, Drew. Go ahead. You are totally correct so far with what you're saying.
You know, right now it's just one big hodgepodge of things that are going on that's screwing the everyday people.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
I talked about this last night as well on my channel, that it's man-made. The situations, it's designed to happen the way it's happening. Because once they get people, their foot on your neck, most people can't afford to lose their job at all.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not even making it right now.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been sick of past couple of weeks. I haven't got a full week of work in 3 weeks, so I'm feeling it. But I've been feeling it. Go to the grocery store and it's like, damn, I can't afford gas, groceries.
Yep. I mean, check it out. Me, I work 8 to 10 hour shifts, depends when they want to do the overtime. I work 8-hour shifts 5 days a week and get paid on a weekly basis. And all right, half my paycheck almost is gone in food. Just food. Yep. It's like,
then you
what
add
the
gas
hell is
into
going
it.
on?
Well, it's like me. I have recently moved. So I got a 2-hour commute right now.
Okay.
So with the prices of gas right now, it's cheaper to gas up in Ohio right now at $3.85. But it's still $4.20, $4.18 in Indiana. You know, I make $16 an hour, work usually 11 hours a day, 4 days. Well, it's supposed to be 4 days a week, but we're on mandatory overtime because nobody wants to work. We can't keep people. You can't keep people because the way the market's at now, You got factories competing with every other factory for people, so they raise their pay to draw more people to them, and the ones that suffer is like places where I work that can't afford to increase their pay anymore.
Right. It just the economy's shit right now, and
So what do? Do you jump to another paying job, lose all the benefits that you built up in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years?
right.
And everybody's caught in that little catch. It's like, then like you file your income tax. Well, some of us got screwed because we made a little bit more than normal. So that last stimulus they gave us for 14, they took it out of our income tax.
Oh, they did.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they like to find, if they can't get it one way, they will get you another way. We've Vanessa, you said it right. There is no this red pill, blue pill. I am so fucking sick and fucking tired of hearing about red wave, blue wave. It's a label.
I need a swear jar. That's how I can make some money.
What?
A swear jar. Oh wait, I wouldn't make no money. I'd lose because I'd be in debt.
You lose your ass. I can't see it because your font is.
No, it likes to auto dim.
There's a lot of people out there that.
So
she has to say something before I can.
No. Yeah. No, but they're having technical difficulties on their end. So we might
how is she having?
There, she got it.
Oh,
there she is. Hey, Marjorie, how you doing out there? Glad you can make it.
There's thanks for popping in, Marjorie. There's a lot of things that people need to just open their eyes to what is going on. Besides what is happening right down the block, they need to start paying attention, not just within your state, but nationally, and to some extent, on the micro and the macro. It is critical here because of where we're at in this supply chain. I mean, I have a package that is sitting out on a ocean liner that has been out there since September 19th of 2020.
Oh, wow.
On a cargo ship that is off the coast of Seattle, Washington.
That's good, Marge. I'm glad you're good.
How is this ethical or moral, good business sense for something that was supposed to be a birthday gift?
Right. Now, I do want to say, because we are getting more views and a bit more viewers, I do want to say this, just popping this in there for new viewers. I think this is an 18 over plus show. There may be bombs, there may be profanity, drinking of coffee, cigarettes.
We
got it all.
that in the bio of this video, it does say that the video is age restricted.
Okay,
as well. Cool. Yeah, it is on a cargo.
And Marjorie, feel free to ask any questions you have that we talk about in this chat, or if you have a question, type it out, and we'll answer it the best we can for you.
No, it hasn't been. I actually looked last night before I passed out. No, it's the cargo ship is still afloat. I know this because I looked up the ALS transponder of the ship. I know what ship it was on, and I have all the tracking of the cargo container, everything on it. I roll my own cigarettes, so and coffee is Cafe Bustelo.
Because this is the third time you mentioned there might be a depend situation. They might have to start sponsoring you.
No, not on this one. but it's people need to start questioning, and for the love of God, start buying shit local from your small mom and pop stores. I've been rolling my cigarettes for 25 years now, for the most part. And is it a cheaper way to go? I can't answer that.
Probably depends day-to-day basis, right?
It depends on how much I travel, actually, because when I'm traveling, I do buy
you buy a pack.
yeah, I'll buy smokes when I'm on the road.
So it's easier, so you're not sitting there fiddling with it.
Yeah, it is, and it's safer. But even that cost is getting stupid. But that we're deviating from the topics at hand here. Along with the cost of the the basic goods, a loaf of bread. I bought a loaf of bread 2 weeks ago, and usually you buy a loaf of bread, it's nice and supple and moist. This shit was already fucking dry.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not gonna waste a loaf of bread and take it back to the store and say, hey, this shit is already dry. It wasn't like so dry you can't make a Sammy out of it, but
it was like not the normal nice.
No, it wasn't. And we're gonna talk about the water situation, because this was something that Drew and I hit on last night, and there's been some bombshell information that came out in the last 10 hours about water situations. Well, it's loosely tied to water, that we're gonna talk about, and we're going to talk about ice cream too, because I've noticed a very interesting thing with ice cream supplies.
Oh wow, Marge.
We're going to be talking about that too, so stand by for that. Running a wood stove, we're going to be hitting on that too, so stand by. There is so many things that we can do locally, and not depending on others. We can make so much of our own stuff, and cooking with solar ovens, brick ovens, using wood chips, small chunks of wood, cooking as though they did back in the 1840s, 1850s. It is, and I really think you're going to see a lot of people starting to return to that neo-pioneer method of cooking in coming into this year, where you're going to see people not using propane or LP for their barbecue grills. They're going to start going back to using wood chips and cooking, relearning in a lot of cases, relearning how to cook over an open fire. And that's a fucking skill. Learning how to cook with cast iron. Again, that is a skill. Learning how to make bread from scratch. Again, a skill. Cooking a 20-pound turkey in a over an open fire, that is a fucking art form.
Yeah.
It can be done. It can be done. I have done it. But let's get back on track here, where they
food is rotting as they get deliveries.
Yeah, I've seen this topic happen over and over again, where just as soon as the food arrives to the supermarket, they've got like 24 hours to sell it before they can't sell it because as soon as food hits that date,
They have to check
they
it.
cannot legally sell it. So it has to either go to a food pantry, and food pantries, even though they have an immediate need for it right now, in most cases they don't have the space.
Yep.
Um,
Like our local food pantry.
and our local food pantries, they can't handle
And I'm
stuff like that.
and I'm trying to not say anything bad about food pantries or anything by any means, but I've gotten back at a different time in my life food from the local food pantry that was already too bad to eat.
It happens. You know, they don't have the best QC.
No, they don't.
Either. But what a lot of people, and maybe Drew can speak to this too, that I don't think a lot of people realize that most